It's time to do the work of heroes here, people. We need to play YRDEN until YRDEN is no longer playable. We need to put a greedy meta in check. Once YRDEN stops being a good card in this deck, you know your work here is done. I believe in you. You got this. This is a call to arms. Now, except for Scalla, which is becoming more prominent because of this card, because a lot of Scalla decks don't focus on boosting their own units, they only focus on damaging you. So YRDEN does nothing. That's where we throw away YRDEN completely. But there are so many solitaire decks right now that are completely left unchecked because they rely on you not interacting with their side of the board. Let's go over some of them, shall we? Dwarves is one of them. We've got Symbiosis Square Tile. We have Traveling Priestesses. And we even have V. Now that is unacceptable, don't you think? We definitely need something to counter those decks. And YRDEN is going to put the meta in place very quickly. So YRDEN is going to be played very strategically depending on the deck we're playing. But I will show you that in the games coming right after this. So except for YRDEN, we have a lot of basics. Now, one of the big changes I made is the fact that Zoltan's company will now spawn only 4 dwarves, not 5. That's because I took out the Zoltan Scoundrel. I just didn't find it necessary, really. It's still a good card to have. I had to make some really important changes in order to fit YRDEN, and that's the reason for this. But you still get 4 dwarves when playing Zoltan's company. We have all the important stuff right here. Zoltan Warrior will still damage 2 enemy units by 3. Each card that survives will allow you to spawn a Rowdy Dwarf. This card is probably one of the strongest cards in our entire deck. Don't take it for granted. If it is barricaded at the end of the turn, meaning it has armor, it will damage a random card on your opponent's side of the board by 1 every turn. Next up is our other very strong card, which is Monroe. Monroe will transform 3 Rowdy Dwarfs into Dwarf Berserkers. You can do this up to 3 times. This is quite strong, and you sort of want to play this card in a round you don't really anticipate you're going to be playing YRDEN, because obviously the two don't go hand in hand. These do damage, YRDEN resets. So if you're going to be doing damage, you don't want to be playing YRDEN. So you're going to have to use your brain on this one. You can't just play YRDEN and hope to win every single game. Now, next up we have Brewer. Brewer still doing a hell of a job. I'm playing Brewer more and more in round 2 than round 3 because Brewer keeps on doing its thing no matter what. Well, unless you get locked, which happens more than I'd like to admit. But it's a great card to pass on because it's going to keep boosting your entire row even while you have passed, and your opponent is going to have to commit a lot of cards to catch up. So Brewer is quite a nice card to have, and I played this more and more in a long round too. Instead of playing something like Zoltan, which can be a strong point slam card in a short round, and even Monroe, which can also be a strong card in a short round, but you need some setup because you do need those Rowdy Dwarfs in order for it to work. Next up, we have a slight change here, and I'm going to give credit to Kusentu, who also makes a lot of YouTube videos, for inspiring to put enchanted armor as a stratagem. This just makes sense. I don't really want to boost any dwarves on the board. They're all just cannon fodder. I don't care if they die. Enchanted armor, on the other hand, allows me to boost a unit in my hand by 3 and give it 2 armor, which is something we really like in this deck. Armor goes a long way, and there's a reason we commit so much provisions into that. Dwarven Chariot, for example, we'll play it on the range row almost every time, so when we do that, it will spawn 2 Rowdy Dwarfs on your melee row, which is excellent, and every turn you can give an allied unit 1 armor. So if you're going to be playing Brewer, you're going to want to put armor on every card on the row. If you're going to be playing Berserkers, you're going to want to make sure that those Berserkers keep getting armor so they can just keep on being a 1-point engine per turn. But if you reach a pivotal point that you want to stack armor onto one single card, cards like this are going to come in handy. So Malcolm Marauder will gain vitality for a duration equal to an allied unit's armor. But because of our leader ability, which will give armor to every single dwarf in your deck, this card will always have barricade, and therefore will boost self by the amount instead. So if you can stack 10 armor onto a card, this little buddy over here is going to play for 14 points. That is a lot of points. We also have some other cards that will benefit from this. Dennis Kramer will boost adjacent units by an amount equal to their armor. So if you can put 10 armor onto a card, that card not only gives our Malcolm Marauder 10 points, it also gives the card on the board 10 points. That's a lot of points in 2 turns. So you're going to have Dennis Kramer, and it's going to boost the card to the right, let's say by 10 points, already giving you a guaranteed 17 points. And we're not even calculating the card to the left just yet. So that's 17 points in 1 turn, along with 14 points in another turn. That's a lot. And these cards have the potential to do a lot of points. So after that, we have some other cards that help set up armor. We have the Miner that will boost an allied unit by 2. If it's a dwarf, it will give it 4 armor. So that is pretty awesome. So next up, we can go on to another card that was inspired by Q Center. I haven't thought about this myself, but I quite like it. I think a defender is actually not a bad card to have in this deck. More and more people are targeting our Brewer, and that's not okay. Poor Brewer. We don't have Purifiers in this deck. I don't intend to put any in the deck just yet. I'll see how the meta escalates. But Figures is a nice card to have. This forces your opponent to play their Heat Wave or their Purifying your defender instead of using it on something else. Now, once Figures is on the board, it will be able to move south to the other row once with an order ability. That means simply moving the card, if you are the opponent, is not enough, because we can just move it right back. That's a pretty nice buff that CDPR has given our little Figures, and I quite like having this card on the deck. It's also not the easiest card to get rid of at 9 points with the armor added. So up next, I have taken out Gaber. Gaber is definitely there as a resilience card, but I found that it costed too much and it simply didn't do its job. We don't need so many resilience cards in this deck. I often just need about 1 in order to assure that my opponent can't simply dry pass and force me to play a card in round 2. So instead I ended up just keeping Zoltan. Of course, Zoltan is nice to have because it gives our Zoltan's company more dwarfs. So Zoltan will boost adjacent dwarfs by 2, and it has resilience, which is quite nice. We also have another card that can give us resilience, which is the Giant Slayer. The Giant Slayer chooses an enemy unit. If its base power is higher than itself, it will gain 3 armor. Every time it still has armor, at the end of the turn it will damage the unit you chose by 1 point. If it kills that card, this card will gain resilience. Now remember, this card has to kill it, not another card, so placing is important. You want to play the Giant Slayer to the left, and you want to play something like the Dwarf Berserker to the right. Normally, I tend to do it that way because in Gwent, your cards go from left to right, melee row, left to right, range row. That's the order. So I don't like it when the Dwarf Berserker accidentally kills the card I chose, and then my Giant Slayer doesn't get resilience. So I like to manipulate it from left to right, and then we can force the card to go down a bit with something like the Dwarven Skirmisher, which will damage an enemy unit by 3. If it survives, it gains armor. In the next turn, you get to damage that card by 3 again, hence allowing your Giant Slayer to pick up the card exactly when you want it to. So I quite like the setup for that. Now, next up, we have some other cards that are still pretty good. We have Novigradian Justice. Novigradian Justice will obviously allow us to play a dwarf, but you need a dwarf on the board before you play this, because you will then also spawn a 5-point Cleaver's Muscle. Novigradian Justice is nice to thin your deck if you're not playing against Mill, of course. So if you're playing Novigradian Justice, you normally want to go for a bronze, but if you can, something like Malcolm Volunteers can provide quite the point slam. This is a thinning card, because if you control a dwarf on the board, this card will summon all copies of the card from your deck onto this row. So this will be 4 plus 4, which is 8, and you'll get a Cleaver's Muscle for 5, which is going to give you 13 points in one go. If you end up in a short round and you play that, that's quite the point slam, and your opponent might not be able to keep up. It also allows you to quickly stack that melee row so that you can start abusing the fact that you've got a lot of dwarves with armor on the row. So what is next? We've got Barclay Owls. This is quite nice. It gives each dwarf 1 armor, so that's very nice for something like Brewer, if you really need to fill up that row again, if your opponent might be pinging away those armor. And if it already has armor, it will simply boost it by 1 instead. So in a long round with the board filled with dwarves and armor, this will simply be giving you so many points. 9 points in the meta row, and a potential like 7, 8, whatever on the range row, depending on how many you have. That's a lot of points for 6 provisions. Believe me. Finally, we have our Malcolm Guard. Of course, you want to play this when your board is basically stacked on 1 row. So this dwarf boosts itself by the maximum amount of dwarves on a single row. It's only 4 provisions. I don't really like starting off with it, but if you do draw it, it's not the end of the world. It's still a pretty strong card. And we have Royal Decree to play any card from our deck. Use this wisely. In some decks you really need YRDEN to come in clutch. In others you just want a simple point slam in a short round. I hope this has made it very clear. I can't wait to show you the games I've played. Enjoy this deck while it lasts. YRDEN is one of those cards that keeps a meta in check, a greedy meta that is. Normally Nilfgaard Lockdown used to be the meta checker, if you will. Right now it's YRDEN. So decks like V simply fall flat if you have YRDEN. Traveling Priestesses are a little bit touch and go because they also damage your cards if played right. But YRDEN Last Say does a lot. Even against a lot of self-wound Scalla decks, you end up playing YRDEN with that Sigvald Knut combination. You just need Last Say in order to pull it off. The high horse in this situation, okay? It doesn't work that way. TRB tilted? Nah, I'm not tilted. I find it really interesting. The GG button is like a little social experiment of sorts. But if you know the person, then it's almost like more personal. It's like interesting. Interesting. You must be very angry not to push that button, knowing that I'll know who you are. But that's fine, I won. Nah, I'm not gonna be that person, joking. Let's go. Okay, enchanted armor. I think we will start off with a dwarven chariot. And we go on to dwarf berserker. That winner mentality. Ah, no.
We follow Letho's lead.
Not this. Anything but this. Okay, so it's a 2-0 game, right? We're gonna have to 2-0. I think we'll start off with Giant Slayer. We need to get teleportation out of the way. They're likely gonna end up doing teleportation anyway. I've just seen the opponent stream in the end of the match. And how did they react?
Get our hands dirty.
Were they angry? Dusquoth the Innkeeper. Innkeeper.
The Innkeeper joined the pack. I'm sure I pressed this button the other day.
Thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing amazing. I can't wait until they nerf Kingslayer. Hell yeah. You mean Giant Slayer? This is good for dwarves if they mill your bad cards, gives you consistency. Yeah, with dwarves, this is quite okay.
Bow, barbarian.
Okay.
Bow low.
As long as I just take this round, I mean, we literally should be good. I could also pass sooner than later, I want to say. I think I just play the Berserker now. I already have resilience. I'm in a pretty good spot.
Dance! Dance! Dance with me!
I'm good, thanks. Hope you are too. I'm very well. Vial of Forbidden Knowledge. I think I'm gonna pass. Yeah. Ha 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 ha. Your Ring of Favor is nothing now. Snowdrop into leader most. Never pass on mill. I know, but I've learned by now you can't get away with it. You can totally get away with it. It depends. Like, this is all their points in one go. This is it. They have nothing now to bleed me around too.
Bloodshed.
Like, that's their big combo right there.
Snap. Done.
And I have resilience. Because they now have to go into a long round. If they decide to bleed me, then I have way more cards than they do. So if we end up in a short round 3 and I have 1 or less 2 cards in my deck, I'm still better off. Okay, so let's shuffle all our bad cards back so they can get rid of it for us. They have the K card. K card, K card, K card. Is K Golden Necker?
You will not regret this, sir. Here's our chance.
Yeah, see, that's fine. Colgrim. Oh. Well, I don't think they have Colgrim. It doesn't make... I don't think they have Colgrim, no. They can't have Colgrim if they're hyper thin and Mull. Because then we end up with the same amount of cards. Okay, I definitely need to kill that real quick. Okay, see, so we're heading into the range, the 7 range. If they keep on playing now, I will have more cards than they do in round 3.
We follow Letho.
So now I just need to stay ahead, and I'm in a good position. And it's very easy to stay ahead in these situations because they don't have a lot of points. They already spent all of their points with their leader ability. That was their point slam right there. So now I just have to stay ahead, which is quite easy. So we're 2 cards up. Unless they get rid of every single card I have, I will have more cards than they do in a short round 3.
Time to get our hands dirty.
Yeah, get rid of those bad cards. That's fine. Okay, what's next? Without committing... should I use my Royal Decree? I don't know. I don't feel the need to, in all honesty. But I also don't want to commit any of these. I could play Brewer. I mean, if they're gonna mill it anyway, this guarantees me the round. Golden Necker. Okay, let's see. That's fine. That's fine. What is that? The Arcane Tome. Interesting. Oh yeah, that's in order to mull me. I'm not gonna fall for it.
Here's our chance.
Yeah, see, there goes my defender. That was my last good card. And Yennefer? Ouchies. So what they want me to do is they want me to play the Arcane Tome. I mean, it would be nice to get my Novigradian Justice out, but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not stupid. I know what your plan is. How about we go for the Zoltan's Company? Happy birthday? Whose birthday is it? Am I against Spacey right now?
Let us see.
Really?
Humans above,
I mean,
beasts below. Don't know which is worse.
Spacey. I can see him playing a mull deck, to be fair. Okay. Are you sure?
Everything alright?
Okay, we're in a good position so far. I am playing against Spacey. Okay. Well, knowing Spacey, there's normally a twist. There's always a twist to these decks. Okay, so what I don't like is the fact that they are bleeding quite successfully right now. Okay, what is the best I'm gonna get right now? Barclay Els is probably gonna give me way more points. Okay, Zoltan Warrior in a short round is great. Dennis in a short round can be nice. Along with Monroe, right? So I think we just go for Barclays. I sincerely hope he doesn't have any sneaky cards. Oh my gosh. Oh, he passed, thank gosh. Okay, we're in a good position now, though Novigradian Justice is gonna suck. It's essentially worth 1 cleaver. Did they get rid of my YRDEN as well? Okay, see, now we're equal when it comes to cards. Taunt him? Does he know he's playing against me though? I don't want to taunt him if he doesn't know. Or else he's just gonna get angry or something. Damn it, this is such a bad hand. Oh my gosh. Play a bronze dwarf. If you already control a dwarf, also spawn cleaver's muscle. He must have vulgar forts. He must have vulgar forts. I wonder. I mean, in a mold deck, you have to have vulgar forts anyway.
Stake stars reflected in a pond of the night sky.
Maybe relax to the heat while I'm at it.
That's not good.
This dance, you will never forget.
Damn the horse son!
But Zoltan coming in clutch. They also have Brewer. Ooh, I should have boosted that card. I can't think of anything that can take it out except for a lock. Zoltan Warrior. Let's think. Again, this is spicy, see? Shibbit.
Yes?
Spacey plays strange things.
Oh, you've done it now.
That's what Spacey does. Can we beat him with pure points is the question. Serenova. Luckily they don't get that earlier.
What? That's some point.
Thanks, my friend.
Please don't have an OP card. GG Spacey. Well played. Well played. We beat the Mill King! Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha! I need to get myself a straightener. Okay, so I feel like this is the most difficult matchup, to be fair. Because we can't play YRDEN, and they can go underneath our armor, which is not great. This is a pretty... I'd say this is the most unfavored matchup, but we can pull it off. Hopefully. Oh, so we're actually going second for a change. We all suck at Gwent kick. Nah, you're okay. Don't worry. How about I start off with my Dwarven Chariot? Feel like that's nice. Get the engine set up early. Megascope, nice. Not bad. Okay, now I'll play a Dwarf Berserker.
Blood! Blood!
Carl. Yeah, this is definitely another compass deck.
And the end.
Your stench.
The problem is their tempo round 1 is a lot to keep up with. I'm finally almost done baking. Not even sad. I once again failed at the cake game. It's okay. You guys will get there. How about Dwarven Skirmisher onto Carl? Okay, not looking amazing. I need to start thinking about passing. Let's see if they'll have some mercy on me. I need them to play another card. There we go. Royal Decree. That's not bad. Ouch. Okay.
Don't make me laugh.
But you won the baking game? Yeah, what did you bake? What did you bake? It's getting cold. Okay, Markham Guard, and we've got a lot of good cards. It's a bit too good almost. I'm a tad bit worried. It depends how much they decide to bleed. I need to get rid of one. That's better. Let me just get this. It's difficult with this setup to get a good, comfortable position. There we go. That's better.
So bit.
Yeah, so they're gonna thin down. Ouch. That's not good for us. Not great. At least we'll have resilience into the next round. It depends how far they push us here. Does anyone else find Secret Lab Chase to be a bit hard on the booty? Yeah. You're not wrong. Well, at least it makes me not slouch, I'd say. Ouch, Maxi and Erendite.
And now I shall break you.
No Beast Hoodie? Honestly, I almost went for a Beast Hoodie and I thought, not today. But I might get one later if it's cold enough. True, Tia. Yeah, in my other chair, I never sit like this. I always slouch heavily. In this chair, I'm sort of forced to sit up straight. So maybe it's not too bad. Gutting Slash. Okay. Now time for our old Munro to do his job.
You've got me
There we go. That should quickly get us caught up. Nice try. Try again. Ah, Genode.
Well, as long as you're sinking, might as well walk on the bottom. The caber's enough. Let's get to work.
Next, I think we need to play Zoltan and then Dennis. Time for a true display of skill. Ah. Okay, so you're happy with what you got then. I mean, in my head, Brewer would suck in a short round, and I thought they were gonna go for the short round. Okay, let's see. YRDEN will not help us. Okay. So we are essentially missing a potential defender. That's about it. So Erendite should be at 7 points. That magic compass is gonna hurt though. Haha. Not enough for your Erendite, is it? I'll have to give it Markham Forge. If they're really struggling to get past it, that's the only way. My Christmas present from CDPR arrived 2 days ago. I heard so, mother dear. I look very forward to seeing what it is. Yeah, so CDPR sent all the casters for the Masters Christmas presents, but because I'm in South Africa, mine literally only arrived 2 days ago in April. But I'm still very excited to open it up. It's a massive box.
Never ever whistle in a mine.
Okay, I need to start building up points, so my Dennis will be worth more.
Need a hand? Just chop one off.
Come the horse son!
There we go. You'll do fine. These two. Yeah, Dennis will be very nice for these two. Let's see if your golden compass will suffice. Golden compass, magic compass, sorry. Erendite 14 points. That's insane. That hurts.
Leave it to us.
Are you British? I'm South African. I'm currently in America. I'll be back in South Africa next week. I'm sitting on a secret lab Titan. I'm loving it. There we are, magic compass. Into Lippy. Okay. Interesting. Huh.
Get a move on, lads. Look alive.
We're in America, North Carolina.
Hey, listen here. Listen well.
Okay, I think we should have this in the bag. GG. GG. Ah, Miss Lady J. Hey, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've played against Miss Lady J. Like, some people don't GG mull. I personally don't GG mull. If I lose against it, it's just one of those things. I hate mull. If you clog my board with rats, I won't GG you. And if you... there's not really another deck, I think. Yeah, there's no other deck that will bother me. Yeah, but my point is we all have our decks that we hate, and if YRDEN is one of those cards, then I'm okay with that. It makes sense, to be fair. Even though it hurts my little heart. I don't GG if I randomly get salty. It happens. I'm not gonna sit on my high horse. When I'm not streaming, for some reason I get salty more easily as well. And I will also GG less often off stream. So, I'm not perfect. That's for sure. We need last say at all costs. At all cost.
Never had your kneecap broken.
Back in the day it was lock. Yes, lockdown. I recall. Do you GG alumni? Yeah, I think I do. I don't have a problem with alumni, to be fair.
Backfired yet.
It's very strong, but I don't have a problem when people play it. It's fine. I just really want last say. I'm afraid I might not get it.
With me foot.
Okay. The thing is, you know what? You know what? I will get last say if I pass at 7. Because they will continue to play so they get the most out of their alumni possible. Yeah, actually that's a good idea. I will get last say. And I'll get resilience. Okay, so we're gonna be chickens and we're gonna opt out very quickly. I don't want to make it too obvious, so I'm gonna play Dwarven Chariot. Five hit. The rest I GG because I'm wholesome. You're perfect? Ah, I'm not perfect. Which card put you out for YRDEN? You can take a look at my decks on YouTube. I used Dwarves to climb to pro.
If only they knew.
If only they knew. I missed that. I also don't... I don't want them to use it right now. Okay, what horrible card do we not want? Let's play Dwarf Berserker.
Blood! Blood!
Do they not have Defender in this deck? I know a lot of people don't run Defender. They're gonna use it now if they're afraid it's gonna die.
We didn't come here to build.
But yeah, that's my... you can find my original Dwarf deck right there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we are out. And compare it to this one. I just wanna... I may or may not have recorded a deck guide where I was going on about how I got this list to 2,500 and how awesome it is. And it's not at 2,500, so I can't post the deck guide yet. It's kind of a conundrum, if you will. That's why I try and record deck guides after I made the list. See, I told you they're just gonna go on until 4 cards, so we're guaranteed... No, we're not guaranteed to have last say Shibbit, actually. Not last say, but a long round. Well, if the YRDEN adds up, it can be worth it. See, they're spending more on the other twos as student right now, I think. I'm hoping they'll just boost everything. Wait, that's not true. I'm not GGing those. I'll wait for the last second to play every card people. Oh yeah, sure. People that taunt, people that BM, people that disconnect on purpose. Those are obvious. I mean, when it comes to decks, there's not really a lot that I wouldn't give GG. Yeah, so milling and clogging, I don't GG. Unless I win. It's just one of those things that makes me a horrible person. And then board clogging with rats, I also don't like. Let's see. So we're gonna thin this deck nicely now. We want all the good stuff. I should have kept that. No, I shouldn't have. I missed the golds. No, that's good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay, so I will go for a minor. Okay, let's see what they have in store for me. I don't GG dwarves. My heart, my soul. I have to spend 3,200 scraps to build this deck. What rank are you? What rank are you? 14. I don't think I would. The thing is, anytime a deck gets a sudden buff and becomes really popular, then it's I don't know, it's just a bit of a gamble that this deck will still be good in 2 months to come. So if you're still trying to build up resources, I wouldn't.
Time flies, death draws near, and eternity awaits.
Thank you.
Thanks, my friend.
Thanks, my friend, for encouraging me to play quicker. Because the thing is, a dwarf deck is strong in a dwarf deck. There's no other decks dwarves are viable in. So, unless you play this specific deck, you're not gonna find use for any of the other cards. I say this in general, cards like Brewer, cards like Barclay Owls. So, that's a problem, you know? You preferably, as somebody in rank 14, want to build a deck that can sort of be played with other decks and mix it up, so you don't waste your precious resources. Let's see what's next. I would really like to play Brewer, but then again, I would also like to play my Zoltan Warrior. Yeah, that's a good idea. Get those cards set up. They're going to spend all of their cards on ranged mages because, yeah, see? Boost, 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 boost. That's good. That's very good, but I do need to try and kill Shani, as well as one of these alumni. You know what? We just dwarf it. Dwarf it real good. Build up armor. Yeah, nice. You go, Zoltan. Living armor in dwarves. Oh, smart. I like that. Rune word into another one. Range row, range row, range row, range row. Yay! Do it, do it, do it, do it. Yes. I am very happy with this. What's next? The problem is at some point I have to play Monroe, which is kind of a waste, isn't it? For now, I'm going to play Brewer right here and boost the heck out of him. Now he's gonna die, isn't he? Let's see, you've got about 11 points in the melee. This is currently 12, so it's not enough. Whee! Amphibious assault. Vaint coming in with a sub.
Vaint joined the pack.
Thank you, Vaint. Poor Zub. Oh my gosh, 21 points. That's a nice looking YRDEN right there. Woo. Okay, let's see if we can get lucky. Actually, we should try and get lucky. My heart, my soul. Let's do it.
Satisfying us plucking a ripe apple.
Come on, alumni. Yes. Siege tower. Imagine Pauli.
I'm an officer and a gentleman.
I mean, Pauli will only move it to a different row and it will still hurt me deeply. Let's give them some more cannon fodder, shall we? Gerard. That's going to hurt a bit. As long as I put it on the range row, I'm a happy chappy.
We have each other's backs. That's more than
And they're not using it. That is sus as hell. Actually, I need to start buffing up one card. Yeah, my focus should be on buffing up Zoltan. And stop with the berserkers. They don't help me anymore. Yeah, that's stupid of me. Oh, in the same row. YRDEN value will go brr. Oh. Yummy. Okay. Watch and learn, gamers.
Got a hearty hankering for Gwent.
Die by your side. A pleasure, a privilege, an honor.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yes, 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 yes.
Damn it.
They do not fall! Why do they not fall?
Joking. YRDEN. It's like smiling. It's like smiling. Well, like smiling, give us a GG. Let's see. Hell yeah, like smiling. I love you too, my friend. Thank you. Thank you very much. I respect it. Lucky bastard. I ain't no lucky bastard. I put YRDEN in. Yes, we did it! We did it! We did it! We did it! Hey! Yeah, we did it! Yes!